So have you ever wondered who's truly doing the movements when you're riding your horse? Is it you or is it your horse? Because are you doing all the work and holding him up, or are they doing the work and you're working as a team? So I have this very simple hand-holding test, which I learned from a Grand Prix dressage rider to reveal just how much your horse is relying on you to hold them up during high-level dressage movements, like the half pass and the shoulder in. Now, this is a challenging test, and I completely, I don't think I got better than a 50 or 60% when I tried it the first time. But by challenging yourself to see who is really doing the dressage movements, you or your horse, you're going to discover how much your hands, seat, and legs are part of the equation for each of the movements, and where you and your horse can truly practice and create better harmony in your partnership. So imagine if you could identify where you and your horse are struggling with your partnership or with your riding without having to go to a competition or take a lesson. Because instead of guessing what's holding you back, I have 10 simple at-home, on-your-own tests that's going to give you clear and actionable insights into what you're currently struggling with. The best part is that these tests don't just improve your skills. They help forge a deeper connection with you and your horse for more successful rides, especially when you're under the high pressure of competition. So let's dive in. Hey guys, so welcome back to #Team Fuego for 10 horse riding improvement tests for better skills and a stronger horse-rider connection. So in this series, we're going to explore 10 simple yet really powerful at-home tests.
Bring it on!
Designed for you to do them on your own, but to improve not only the essential skills for riding, but deepen your connection with your horse. So these tests aren't just about technique, they're about understanding what you and your horse truly need to strengthen for your partnership to prosper.
Like a both.
Whether you're preparing for your next show or just looking to build more trust and balance in your everyday riding, these exercises are going to help get you there, but more importantly, point out where you guys need to focus. So let's saddle up and start creating some better results and a stronger bond.
This is gonna be epic!
I found out about this on a totally separate video that was actually about something totally different. However, there was something mentioned in the video that got me intrigued, and I wanted to try it for myself. So the question was, from the Grand Prix dressage rider, if you were able to do all of your major dressage movements, i.e. shoulder in, haunches in, and half pass, if you're able to do these movements in the posting trot and the sitting trot. Now, of course, when I first thought about this, I was like, ugh. Because in the tests, by the time you're doing shoulder in and haunches in and half pass, these are tests that require you to sit the trot. You're not allowed to do them at the post. So why would you be practicing it that way when that's not how you compete them? I wasn't. And so the test, though, is when you're posting the trot and doing these movements, the question really becomes, are you doing the movements or is the horse doing the movements? And this is something that I have expanded not only to my high-level horse, but to my younger horses as well. I work in the posting trot for all of this stuff because I'm like, this is your movement and I'm just going to tell you how I'm going to ask for it. And, you don't have to be perfect at it, but this is the expectation, right? And so when I was riding my high-level horse and doing this test, like I said, I don't think I got better than like a 60% if I was going to give myself a pass-fail grade. But the reality is what it told me was that specifically for my horse in the half pass, he requires me to hold him up for that movement to work. Now, of course, as we've practiced this, and basically I took out the sitting trot altogether because once you go, once you go back to sitting the trot and doing the movements, it's so much easier. It's like walking around with ankle weights on and then taking them off and going for a run. You feel literally weightless. So it's a great way to really challenge yourself, but then also make the actual movement exponentially easier. So this is a very simple test you can do on your hack days. You don't have to do it on your dressage lesson days. Just do this by yourself at home. When you're doing your flat work, do all of your flat work movements in your dressage tack, but at the posting trot. Now I'm curious, Are you able to do shoulder in at the posting trot and your horse is able to hold the straight line? Now, if you're able to do it on the wall, then you have to also be able to do it off the wall. And same with haunches in. Are you able to help your horse hold the haunches in from the posting trot, maintain the rhythm, both on the wall and then off the wall? And then the last one, half pass. Are you able to maintain the rhythm while moving in the correct direction with the correct bend to the inside, while also posting the trot? All of these things are really, really hard, guys. So I am telling you this up front. Don't plan to pass the first time. And if you do, then come back and teach me your ways. But the point being that this is just establishing where you are to where you want to get to, because if you're able to do all of these movements easily at the posting trot, once you do them sitting, you're like, oh my God, that's so much easier. It's crazy. It's crazy. The example I gave about the ankle weights is truly how it feels. Like, if you've ever walked on the beach and the sand kind of weighs you down and then you go walk on regular ground, you literally feel like a feather because you're like, oh, that walking was really hard. This flat ground stuff is way easier. So it is that same idea, but on a horse. And so, like I said, if you don't pass the first time, you and I both, but with more work and dedicated focus on it, I actually started enjoying doing those dressage movements at the posting trot more. And especially because when you start sitting again, it's like night and day. I hope you enjoyed this test. It's just one of 10 for you to do at home on your own and test your riding abilities. So that's all for this test of the 10 horse riding improvement tests for better skills and a stronger horse rider connection. Remember, each of these tests is a stepping stone to developing a better horse rider connection, but more importantly, for you to become a better rider no matter what horse you're riding. Because better communication with your horse and clearer communication is going to improve the results no matter what. As with anything, the more you practice, the better you get. But with horses, it's tricky because you only have a capped number of hours that you can work with a horse every day, every week, every month. They are not motorcycles or machines.
I know you know this on a deep subconscious level.
You have to make incremental progress and know what the little things you can do, how that translates to the big steps you can take later. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with one of your equestrian friends because these tests apply to all types of riding. As always, happy riding, and I'll see you on the next test.